I love that, just giving the props to the defense. But at the end of the day, they weren't that effective offensively. Were you impressed enough with this Patriots team to feel comfortable with them going against the Bills next week?
I was, especially from their offense perspective, in the second half. The first half I was like, this is getting a little ugly. You're starting to feel like Drake May, first time in the postseason. And that second half, I thought this guy was electric. He clearly settled in and was able to really go through his progressions and find a lot of great throws and great completions. So, Jay, I look at this team and I say, okay, you kind of got those early game jitters out for Drake May. He made a lot of plays with his legs. In the second half, I thought his reading and his throwing of the football was second to none. He can move in the pocket. The run game, Ramondre Stevenson looked very good. Travion Henderson's very good. But this, to me, is what sets them apart. This was not a block. But we talked about it all year. This is a complete team. You saw their defense ball out today. Drake May in the second half balled out today. And this special teams will win them a game in this playoffs. It almost happened today with the big play. They had a great kickoff team today. This team is a complete team across the board. If they need to steal one from you, they will steal it doing special teams, and they almost got a big block today.
And they'll face the winner of the Monday Nighter. I misspoke. The Patriots will not face the Bills. The Bills will face the Broncos. We're going to get to that in just a second. But first I want to talk about Justin Herbert. We've been picking on Jalen Hurts a lot this year, but Justin Herbert, a consensus top quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. The guy's got an arm like Jeff George when he was in college. Why has it been such a nightmare for him in the postseason, though?
So I'll start with this year. I think earlier years there's some other issues, but let's go into the season. This guy was third with sacks taken this year, and they were not his fault. One away. The only guys who got sacked more than him were Cam Ward and Geno Smith. 54 sacks. Today, this guy has 10, 11 rushes. None of them are design runs. They're just him being like, man, nobody's open, and I've got pressure. 10 times, and he still took 6 sacks today.
Wow.
So, and now you look at the run game. They didn't have one. So, Jay, as much as I want to sit here and harp on this guy, I actually don't. I quite like the individual. Okay? What do you want him to do? Again, these are scrambles that was pretty much their entire offense. Guys aren't open. He's got absolutely no time, and the run game was putrid, terrible. The rushing numbers are all him on scrambles. The running backs did literally nothing.
So what you're saying is they need to rebuild that offensive line in the offseason.
When they get healthy, Slater, Joe Alt, the 2 tackles being hurt are obviously a big ordeal. But my goodness, you have this guy that is such a great quarterback. Help him out a little bit. Mm-hmm. Do something. A lot of times they're in 10 personnel today, which I thought was a bit weird. 10 personnel is no tight ends. I'm like, just leave a tight end. My old teammate, Will Dissly, is a backup tight end. He's a great blocker. Put him in there to help him out for a little bit.
So the Patriots win means, as I mentioned, they'll face the winner of the Monday Nighter between the Steelers and Texans. And that means the Bills will face the Broncos for the second straight postseason. And we just saw how banged up Josh Allen is. The Broncos will be rested after their bye. Are you feeling comfortable about the Bills going to Denver and taking on this Broncos team that got that #1 seed?
Comfortable is not the word I would use.
No.
They can definitely win, but first and foremost, you think of these injuries today. Listen, especially that one on his finger and the leg. This is going to hurt this week.
Yeah.
These don't just magically feel okay the next day. So I worry about that. He's going to be a little banged up. I'll say this, they have to run the football. It's kind of the opposite. I think Denver's a little more, they're a decent run defense, but they're a little more susceptible to the run, where their secondary is elite, in my opinion. Very, very, very elite, and they can rush the passer. So they've got to adjust. This Bills team is not an offense or really a defense where you can just line them up and say, hey, we're going to do what we do. We have to adjust every week. James Cook is the key to this game. If the Bills want to cover that spread right there, they need to get the run game going. I worry about Sean Payton. I think he's a tremendous coach. I think it's going to be another game that's extremely tight. One possession, comes down to whoever wins the turnover battle.
And that'll be on Saturday, and that game will be on TSN.